Welcome back to our daily Channel 45 News at Night TV broadcast.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm Emma and I'm Haley and we're part of Channel 45 News. We're reporting on all the biggest events that happened in 1945.
This is Brooke Ernie reporting on War Effort News. In 1942, President Roosevelt established the War Production Board. Although the United States wasn't producing cars during the war, this helped the military because it allowed the factories to produce tanks to support war efforts. However, for the first time since this has been passed, cars are being rolled off the assembly lines. Back to you, Emma.
Thanks, Brooke. Good evening. I'm Emma Strasser reporting tonight with a special guest. With me, I have Marsha Coleman. Her husband worked very closely with Milton Hershey, and due to this sudden loss, it was unfortunately too painful for him to join us tonight. The state of Pennsylvania said goodbye to a history maker on October 13, 1945. Milton Hershey died at the age of 88. The Hershey Chocolate Company is known for making some of the best candies around, including Almond Joy, Mounds, Cadbury, Reese's, and Twizzlers. In 1918, 3 years after Catherine's unexpected death, Hershey transferred much of his wealth, including his ownership to the chocolate company, to the Hershey Trust, which funds the Hershey School. During World War II, Hershey backed the country's military efforts by supplying forces with chocolate bars, called the Ration D bars, and the better-tasting tropical chocolate bar. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, Hershey ignited a building mini boom in his town in order to keep men working. He ordered the construction of a large hotel, a community building, and new offices for the Hershey Company.
Everyone is so shocked. We owe so much to Milton. He truly changed our lives for the better.
How exactly did he?
Excuse me. When the Depression hit, Milton's boomtown was our source of income. Bryce, my husband, a ginger, had just been fired when we saw the ad for the building of the boomtown. Bryce worked closely with Milton, and they became very good friends.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Can you tell me what kind of man Milton was?
He was a very generous man. He was very kind and giving. The kids loved him. He allowed us to stay at a house on the grounds. The kids attended his school. He may be gone, but he will never, ever be forgotten. He did so much good. For the state, and his legacy will be carried on by everyone that knew him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. His legacy as a businessman and philanthropist will never be forgotten. Thank you for joining us tonight, Marsha. I know it must be very hard. I'm very sorry for your family's loss.
Thank you for having me, Emma.
Channel 45 News will be back right after this short commercial break.
I'm Chiquita Banana, and I've come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way, and when they're flecked with brown and have a golden hue, bananas taste the best and are the best for you. You can put them in a salad. Grief? No, not yet, my dear. That greenish way you're looking means that you are ripe for cooking.
How about me?
No, no. When you are fully ripe, my dear, those little flecks of brown appear.
Me?
You're most digestible, my friend. Delicious, too, from end to end. You can can put them in a pie. Any way you want to eat them, it's impossible to beat them. But bananas like the climate of the very, very tropical equator. So you should never put bananas in the refrigerator. Bananas are a solid food that doctors now include in baby's diet. And since they are so good for baby, I think we all should try it. Oh! See?
Good evening. I'm Hannah Lash reporting on the local news. Waves, woman accepted for volunteer emergency service from Mechanicsburg Naval Supply Depot. A reviewing stand on North 3rd Street in Harrisburg. The parade took place on August 4th, 1945.
Waves, women accepted for volunteer emergency services, is looking for strong, independent women like you to join and support our country. Today on War News, we will be taking a look back at one of the most memorable battles of World War II, the Battle of Iwo Jima. It lasted for 36 days, from February 19th to March 26th. It started when the United States Air Force bombarded Iwo Jima, although the Japanese were prepared for the attack. They were staying in underground bunkers. The Japanese had the advantage, but our soldiers gallantly fought back. At 8:30 a.m., the first wave of Marines got to the shore. The command given was land the landing force. You may have seen the iconic photo of the flag raising when announced your marching. It was taken by Joe Rosenthal and featured Harlan Block, John Bradley, Renee Gagnon, Franklin Sousley, Michael Strank, and Ira Hayes. It was taken 4 days after the battle began on February 23rd. Block, Sousley, and Strank were killed before the end of the battle. There are an estimated 26,000 U.S. casualties and around all 22,000 Japanese soldiers perished. We will always remember the bravery of those soldiers that fought for us. I'm Megan Elsa, serving as Secret War News, and now for your world news. Here's McKay.
Berlin was in the process of being seized by the Soviets, so Hitler, his wife Ava, and their dogs went into his underground bunker, which was located 55 feet underground. The bunker had 18 rooms, a water supply, and electricity. In Hitler's last will, he appointed Admiral Karl Dönitz as head of state and Goebbels as chancellor. Both of these men were also in the bunker with them, along with their families. Hitler then went into his private room to commit suicide with his wife, that he had married 2 days prior, and their dogs. Hitler and Ava first tested the cyanide pills on their dogs and then took some on their own. Hitler also shot himself with a pistol. They were then cremated by the people in the bunker. When the Soviets reached the bunker, they took Hitler's ashes and changed the location multiple times to prevent people from creating a memorial for him. The German court still has not declared him dead. 8 days after Hitler's suicide, German troops issued an unconditional surrender to the Allied forces. Now let's take a break for a short advertisement.
Hi, we interrupt this daily Channel 45 news at night to show you a picture of a huge turning point for the United States. Our men are coming home from the war, and as you can see, some are very happy to be home. And we're back with National News with Sherry.
Talking about Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson was born January 31st, 1919. He was an American professional baseball player. He was the first African American to play in the Major League Baseball. He was then put in the Hall of Fame in 1962. Robinson had an exceptional 10-year baseball career, but in 1954, Robinson had 62 runs, a 311 batting average, and 7 steals. He had also played in a 6 World Series, and he contributed to the Dodgers in 1955 World Series championship. Robinson was also the first black television analyst in the MLB and the first black vice president of a major American corporation. Years of retirement, Jackie and his wife had 3 children. A few years later, their eldest son, Jackie Jr., was killed in a car accident. Not long after that, Robinson had complications of heart disease and diabetes, which then weakened Robinson and made him almost blind by middle age. October 24th, 1972, Robertson had a heart attack and died. It was a sad day for his family. The funeral service was on October 27, 1972, at Upper Manhattan Riverside Church. 25 years after Robinson's death, the Interborder Parkway was renamed the Jackie Robinson Parkway in his memory.
I'm Savannah Smith, and this is World News. Leon Trotsky was assassinated August 21st, 1940. Spanish communist Jaime Ramon Mercader, who was an agent for Russia's NKVD intelligence agency, murdered Leon Trotsky, Russian revolutionary, in Mexico City under orders of Joseph Stalin. Trotsky was sitting at his desk in his study. Ramon, an undercover agent for the Soviet Union's secret police, attacked Trotsky with an ice axe, puncturing his skull. He died a day later after being taken to the hospital. He was 60 whenever he died. To recap Trotsky's life, he was born November 7th, 1879. He was a Marxist revolutionary and theorist. He was a Soviet politician who engineered the transfer of all politician power to the Soviets with the October Revolution of 1917 and the founding leader of the Red Army.
Thanks for watching Channel 45 News at Night. Tune back next week for the top news stories. Signing off.
To support war efforts.
This is Brooke Ernie reporting on war effort.
Back with another segment of War Effort News.
On October 13th, 1945, Milton Hershey died at the age of 88.
We need to read.
Never ever be forgotten. He did so much good for the state and his legacy. You've got to be kidding me.
Naval supply deployed.
Good evening. Welcome back to Channel 45 News. I'm Emma.
And I'm Haley. And we'll be reporting